What's up, amazing people? Are you excited? I am. So much good stuff happening, so much good stuff being revealed. And we're going to dive into it on today's Waking Up in the Dream Q&A support call. We're going to be diving into the keys to moving out of these repeating 3D timelines, which we're already doing, but we can certainly speed it up. And so I want to welcome everybody that's joining us, and also those that have been kind enough to share the replays with their friends. I greatly appreciate it. And I know that the people that get to tune into this stuff and have some aha moments appreciate it as well. Some of this stuff may be new to them. And right now I'm just going to pull up my page so I can see the comments. Bear with me just a second. All right. Hey, Sarah. Great to see you. Okay, cool. So this is a Q&A. So, I come on and I share things from the book and the course and things about conscious awareness, raising conscious awareness, things about inner healing, moving beyond. Hey, Bill, great to see you. And, moving out of some of these lower dimensional repeating 3D timelines that we're kind of seeing being kind of projected at us and amplified a little bit. Hey, Marisa, great to see you. So many of us are aware that, the media is inverted, and many of the things. Hey, Demita, great to see you. And 9:33 right now, loving it. And we got dropped in, or we chose to come in here. Hey, Edric, great to see you. We chose to come down here for this incredible time where the awakening was going to happen after thousands of years of suppression and, not to focus on the dark, but, basic brainwashing and not being allowed to speak or reveal truth, which is how the dark ones kept control over us. So how wonderful right now that this awakening is happening, that we have this technology to connect from all over the world. And man, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just surrounded by amazing, incredible people that are reaching out from all over the globe, people out there that are sharing, people that are holding space for others, people that are learning to become the conscious observer. And I talk about this a lot because when I met one of my original mentors, Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote The Four Agreements, The Mastery of Love, Beyond Fear, and The Voice of Knowledge. When I met him in 2001, he did one really incredible thing for me that changed everything for me. It was the doorway to my awakening. Hey, Davia, great to see you. And that was questioning my belief system. And this is the only way that one can remain stuck in repeating 3D timelines. And it's why the media, this school system, the system of religion, the system of all the systems, the medical system, history, the school system, it's all inverted. Everything is inverted to keep you from realizing that you are truly an unlimited divine creative being. And when I say unlimited, I mean unlimited. And I want to talk about that a little bit. And again, I want to welcome, the 14 people that are on here. Please ask questions if you have questions about healing, about dismantling the belief system, about how things are attracted into our timelines, about 3D versus 5D, whatever. It's all right here. It's all frequencies based on what we're holding, because we are magnets. We are magnets of attraction. It's the easiest way I can explain it. And what attracts our realities, people, and things to us, or what repels things away from us, such as money or abundance or health? It's our beliefs, our thoughts, our words, and the emotional frequency or power or lack of that we put behind those. It's really, really simple when you figure out how it works. It just then becomes a practice of making it a game instead of really intense, being triggered, reacting. Every time we react, we magnetize more of that which we react to. Every time we judge, we magnetize more of what we judge into our hologram. It's a vibrating field. Everything is magnetic. It's all frequency and vibration. It's so simple. But they didn't want you to figure this out. So, of course, what happens? They feed you toxic food, drink, and information. And what's the number one source of information? The television. And so, I just love coming on here and having fun and busting this stuff, and then journeying with people every month that, are interested, that it resonates with, that goes, wow, these tools work. Questioning my belief system is the only way out, because the belief system is set up to keep us trapped. Our belief system is a prison. And anybody that hasn't heard that before, I invite you to take a very, very introspective look at that. Because the ego isn't going to like that. It's not going to like anything that challenges its system of control. And, the ego is not evil. It's not like an entity. I used to think that we had to kill the ego. We got to destroy the ego. The ego is nothing more than energy, and it's energy reacting to information. Yeah, it's just trying to protect you. That's what its original job was. And all it's doing is it's filtering information and going, is it safe? Is it safe? Is it safe? And we don't need that anymore. I mean, you might need that at some point, but really the only way out of repeating 3D timelines that people have been stuck in for thousands of years is to question everything. And when I use the word unlimited, how many people here can type in right now that they truly operate from an unlimited mindset every day? Like when you're thinking about anything you can manifest, when you think about money or anything like that, do you truly know that you're unlimited? Because you are. And, it's really, really valuable to look at, okay, where do I feel not limited? And I would say, I don't like to use the word most because words are powerful, but I would say if you asked the majority of people, they would say money, because that's one of the biggest programs on the planet of lack. And it's projected out there so heavily. It's a fake system. It's a fake system of money. Everything that's on the television is, you need this to be happy. You need this to be happy. It's just a completely inverted system. And so it's really, really key to get excited, to become the conscious observer in every moment. How do you know if you are a conscious observer? Well, do you have any more judgments? That's the biggest addiction on the planet. judgment. It's not drugs and alcohol. Those are far behind judgment. And I know this one really well because I was a judgeaholic. I was taught to be a judgeaholic. I was dropped into Catholic school in the second grade, and it was all judgment all the time, 24/7, with a little bit of love thrown in way back here. If you're good enough, on which day? Judgment Day, when you decide whether you're going to get into heaven or go to hell for eternity. I mean, what a program. Religion. It's been so inverted and so twisted. So I'm not here to debate or to trigger anybody around, religion or whatever. That's entirely up to you. You will question everything when it's your time if you decide to. And my joy is in sharing and inviting people to go a little bit deeper or really deep and question your belief system. Question the triggers. What triggers me? Because everything that triggers you is your greatest teacher. Everything you judge, every person you don't like is your greatest teacher. Everybody is your mirror. Everybody. Yeah, that includes pedophiles too. I didn't want to look at that one. Very few people do. But that's why they've been able to operate behind the scenes for so long, And so we don't tolerate abuse of ourselves, or certainly not children. I'd be the first one to jump in and sacrifice my life if I had to. But I do forgive them. And they should be removed from the planet immediately. I have no qualms about that at all. If you're harming people intentionally, you should be removed from the planet. I don't believe that pedophiles can be healed. Now, I may be wrong. That may trigger some people. I grew up in the Catholic religion. I've been around a lot of people that have been abused. And the Catholic religion is a satanic worship society when you get to the root of it, period. And if that triggers you, then you're supposed to hear it, And like my teacher told me, don't believe me, don't believe yourself, but do the research. And nowadays, it's obvious. Look at something like the Super Bowl. Look at it's so easy to see all of the symbology and the stuff that's being projected 24/7 by the television Hollywood, which is crumbling as we speak. And everyone is our teacher, especially the ones that trigger us. And the key is to be willing to catch every single judgment and every single trigger. And the only way that you can do that is to commit to doing it. Everybody that I journey with every month in the transformational course that I journey with people through, they are given a tracking system, and they do it every single day from the time they wake up in the morning, after they consciously and intentionally create their reality and their day. And I talk about that in almost all my videos. And you've got to be willing to catch every single judgment. Because if you don't, it's just going to keep coming back. We're magnets. And I wrote a whole chapter about it in the book because I was a judgeaholic. I thought that's how we healed things. I thought that's how we fixed things, by pointing them all out. And yes, we do have to shine the light on the dark. We do have to be aware and have a balance of light and dark. However, if we're just being triggered by it and we're judging it, then we're just magnetizing more of it into our vibrating quantum field, our life. So it's fascinating when you figure it out, and it becomes a big aha moment when you start to realize that your belief system is not even yours. It's not even yours. Check it out. Now, I can see maybe somebody's mind out there is going, yes, it is. Look at where your belief system came from, you know. For 99.99% of the people, it came from their parents, their grandparents, the school system, which has one agenda. It teaches you what to think. They don't teach you how to think. There might be some advanced courses out there. At one point, if you pay to be in the club to get a certificate, but you know, all that stuff is becoming exposed. So it's just super key. How do we move into the higher timelines? Anybody have any questions about this stuff? Anybody? I find this stuff fascinating. And, you know, every time I do one of these calls, which is twice a week, actually, sometimes I do 3 or 4 calls a week, but these are Q&As. And usually it takes a little while for somebody to ask a question. And so I always do my best to ask people to ask questions as early on in the broadcast as possible, because there's a lot of people sitting back. There's a lot of people that see these videos that don't necessarily comment, and they're not even necessarily my Facebook friends, but because of the algorithms or whatever, a lot of people see these videos. And so what happens is when somebody is brave enough, I don't even know if I'd call it bravery, but a lot of times, you know, people don't want to be judged. So they're thinking things and they have a question. Like when I started mentoring, when I started apprenticing with my mentor, Don Miguel Ruiz, in 2001, first couple of years, we would do 3-day dreaming weekends. And that's when people would fly in from all over the country. And I was lucky because I lived in San Diego, where Miguel lived. And so my recording studio where I lived was I was the closest person to the Dreaming Center of anybody in the country. And how did I manifest that? I don't know. I guess just lucky or intention, but it was great. So we would lock in from Friday evening until Sunday afternoon. And we would be in that Dreaming Center all those hours. And we would only leave to go get something to eat. So in the Dreaming Center, yes, I meditate every day. I'm meditating right now. I'm observing. I'm feeling my body. I'm watching my thoughts. I'm smiling, which relaxes every cell in my body. And I do a very powerful practice every single morning as soon as I awaken out of what we call the sleeping dream. Thank you for the question too. I appreciate that, Damita. Yeah. How? Okay. So next question is how. If you come back on my page or go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/portal to awakening, you will be able to watch all of my past videos and lives. And the one I did yesterday goes deep into, usually I cover it on every one because it's important, but I don't want to say the same thing on every thing and have people get bored. Right now, there's 22 people on here with 11 comments. Numbers are all lined up. I love it. So if you want to go to the website, there it is listed down there, and join the mailing list for the monthly newsletter. There it is. So every morning I create my reality. And the reason I do that, and the reason that I teach everybody that goes through this monthly journey with me, one-on-one journey, is because as soon as we awaken out of what we call the sleeping dream, those 50 to 80,000 thoughts that are usually running all the time, they just start running. They just start running. And so it's really, really important to consciously create your reality intentionally every single morning, and then again throughout the day as many times as possible. And when I have people do this in the beginning we start for 30 days. That is enough to go in. The first week or two is doing a combination of inner healing, which is clearing childhood wounds, trauma. And I have a system that I take them through in the book and with the PowerPoint trainings, where you just start to see the belief system. You start to see what it is, where it came from, and how it keeps doing and running its same program over and over and over. And we can't delete a program until we can clearly see it. But once we see it, the aha moment goes off and it's like, oh, wow. And it's like it's so obvious. But so many people weren't taught that. And we were taught what to think in the school system. We're taught what to think and what to believe in the system of religion. And I'm not saying that Christ consciousness or some of the teachings of different ascended masters were not true. Of course they were, but they're just mirrors to get us to realize that we are that. There is no separation. But religion took it and twisted it and said, give your power away to something outside, pray to something outside, get down on your knees and pray in front of somebody nailed to a cross, drink their blood. Hello. I mean, come on. And donate money hoping that they're going to do something that you can't do for yourself. Okay? So if this triggers anybody, take a breath. And you don't have to, unplug. Just look at this. I share things as gently as possible. And like my teacher told me, don't believe me. But if somebody triggers you, watch it. Because there's something to learn. There's a gift there. Doesn't mean I'm right. You decide what's right for you. But you've got to be willing to observe and catch the judgments and the triggers, or you're trapped. You're trapped. You're trapped. So every morning, getting back to Demita's question, I create my day while my head is still on the pillow. First thing I do is I give love to every cell in my body that's been unconditionally loving me my entire life. I highly recommend, if anybody is not doing this, to begin to do it right now. In fact, let's do it right now. Why not? What could be better? Hey, Roseanne, you're never late. Always right on time. And you can always watch the replay. All right. So let's do it right now. Let's, just for 30 seconds. I close my eyes sometimes, but I don't always if I'm out in nature, watching butterflies and dragonflies and plants and orchids and all the incredible stuff I'm surrounded by every day. Which, by the way, you're all surrounded by it. If all you have to do is have the eyes to see it and look for it, and you'll see it. So I love to take deep breaths, slow deep breaths, and then I smile because that raises my vibration. It relaxes my body. And then I just give love to I'll stand up. I give love to every one of my cells that's been unconditionally loving me. I mean, unconditionally. This is what really taught me unconditional love, is my innate system. There's trillions of cells that are doing nothing but loving and serving you right now without you having to even think about it. Hello. And they don't ask for anything in return. And this, I would dare say, is the number one healing modality and technique. Self-love. It's not ego. It's love. It's like, oh my God. While I'm sitting here listening to this guy talk with all these 24 other amazing people connected all over the globe, right now through thin air, how are we doing that? Oh, it's the internet, but how does it work? My computer's not even plugged into the wall right now. Hello, I'm out in the middle of nowhere in northern Thailand. How are we connecting to people all over the world through thin air? I'm fascinated. Are you fascinated? Woo! I love being fascinated. I get fascinated every morning. And then I set alarms on my phone to go off every hour. And everybody that I journey with on this journey, I get them to set alarms on their phone every single hour. 10, 11, 11:22, 12:33, 1:44, 2:33. Play with it. And then you start seeing all these synchronicities start to pop up on your clock, on your watch, on your computer. You can't deny it. And you go, how does that happening? I'll tell you how it's happening. You're doing it. Hello. You're creating your reality with your thoughts, your words, and your vibration, and your beliefs, and your enthusiasm. And so, when you awaken every morning from what we call the sleeping dream, because you're dreaming all the time, right? You ever heard that before? You're dreaming right now. We're dreaming. This is a dream. Now, this might scare you a little bit. The first time I heard my teacher tell me that, I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm in control then. Guess what? You're not in control, but you are the control. You are everything. You're everything. You're the plants. You're the water. You're the sun. There's nothing that you're not. And when you tune into the magic of that and amplify it with gratitude and love, what starts to happen? You just start to see and attract more of what matches your frequency, which is love and excitement and kindness and generosity and abundance, money, health, food, amazing people, relationships, animals, plants, instruments, art, whatever you love. You're magnetically attracting everything to you. So, we had a little bit of a question on here. Yeah, here. And thank you for sharing this. I really appreciate that. Always looking for love in all the wrong places. Yeah. Yeah, that's common. Because in a lot of ways, some of us were taught that loving ourselves too much is wrong. That's egotistical. And sometimes we can't see the beauty of how magnificent we are because we're taught to judge ourselves. Judgment, the biggest toxic addiction on the planet. That's why I wrote a whole chapter on judgment, because I was a judgeaholic. Totally, completely, 100%. I thought that's how we pointed out everything and fixed it. But it's not. We end up magnetizing more of what we judge to us. And so it's really key to get this. So when it comes to relationships, I journey with a lot of people every week. And one of the things in relationships is, how come I keep attracting the same, bad guy or whatever in relationships? It's because you are holding an underlying wound, trauma, or belief that you're not deserving of something better. And if that pisses your ego off, just, be willing to look at it, because it's true. I mean, it really is. You can go read any book on relationships, on wounding or anything. And I've been journeying with, thousands of people for years and years and years. And I don't claim to be an expert. I don't need to be an egotist. I'm learning every day because I question everything. I question everything. It's the only way to open up beyond repeating 3D timelines. Out there is an entire universe, but it's actually really in here. There is no out there. Or is there? Doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is, are you being playful right now while you're here in this dream? Are you being playful while you are here in this dream? And is there anything that you're allowing to steal your happiness? Because right now, the dark ones, they're on their last leg. In fact, they've already lost. It's just that this needs to play out to wake up a lot more people, because you could show people things and they're like, no, I don't want to believe that. Nope, the news is true. If it's on the news, it's true. I mean, and the people, those of us that can see that, it's like we're living in two different worlds. And I'm not judging anybody that doesn't see it yet. They're perfectly right where they're supposed to be. What gift they provide for me is, if I ever do judge them, that I've trained myself to catch that frequency. I can feel it as soon as I have a judgment or a less than thought, and I catch it. I take a breath and I smile and I go, oh, there's a little piece. What is this trying to show me or teach me about me? It's never about anybody out there. They're the mirror. The mirror out there, the external mirror, is inverted. It's a hologram, but most people have it backwards. They think everything out there is doing things to them. It's reversed. Got to be able to see this. Got to be able to see it. That's why I come on and do these things, because, it changes everything. Everything. Okay, here's a question. Thank you for asking this too. Where does the fear of being alone come from? The fear of being alone. I would say that it comes from the belief of believing that you're alone. And there may be an underlying wound, or it's just the wound of the collective, that we don't remember that we're connected to everything. There's no way that we could ever be alone. We're surrounded by love and light in every moment. And there are things surrounding us right now that we can't even see, because do you know that the eye can only see like 1% of the spectrum of everything that's going on? There could be all your ancestors and all these little fairies and helpers and ascended masters and everything right now just going, we're right here, we're right here, And so it's really, really key. And this is why I love doing this stuff so much. And I'm going to dive into this right here, right now. Because this book, Waking Up in the Dream, everything's inverted in my mirror too. Everything's reversed, like the hologram. So when I hold up the book and I go, oh, I need to turn it this way, it's actually the opposite way that I need to turn it. I don't know if you caught that, but I'll go into it a little bit deeper. Okay, so abandonment issues. Yeah. Most of us have childhood wounds. And in the book, it dives right into the two parts. Actually, it's three parts that are super, super key. It's so, so key to do the inner healing. You have to. There's no getting around it. But the beauty of it is that it's so easy to heal this stuff. And as I say this, And I'm going to slow down for a minute. Because if somebody has the courage, like Demita, to come on this call and then ask a question and say, abandonment issues, they're challenging, then my heart just goes out to that. And I don't want to trigger anybody and just go, it's so easy to heal this stuff. Because for many years, it wasn't for me. I didn't know how to figure it out. I paid tens of thousands of dollars. I bought every other spiritual book. I went to 3-day seminars. I was all pumped up on the third day and all happy. And then a week later, I was unhappy again. Because none of these things, and I'm not saying there aren't any good books out there. I'm not saying there aren't any good teachers. Of course there are. But nobody taught me how to go in and do the inner healing, dismantle my belief system, and then consciously create my reality every single day. If you're missing any one of those 3 pieces, you're missing one of the most important 3 pieces in your whole evolution, your whole journey, whether it's this life, 100 lifetimes past, or some in the future, whatever you believe. There's 3 pieces. They're all covered in the book, step by step by step. I didn't leave anything out, and I'm not tooting my horn here like I'm some great book writer. I never planned on writing a book. I was living in my recording studios for 25 years, loving it. The only reason I wrote a book is because I went through hell. I spent a ton of money paying my mentor, and he didn't even teach me how to do these 3 parts. But my one mentor, Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote the 4 Agreements, he got me to look at the belief system. That was the thing that opened it up when I went, oh my God, my beliefs aren't even mine. And everybody's reacting to anything that challenges their beliefs. And they're triggered into judgment, which is the biggest addiction on the planet. And then they raise their voice, and then they get toxic. And then everybody starts to get in a battle, Republican against Democrat. And the whole systems are set up to have everybody be triggered and in judgment over and over and over, so you can't get out of 3D. Hello. I love this stuff. To me, there's nothing more important than figuring out how this works. And I'll be the first one to say right now, don't believe me. Don't believe yourself. Figure out what works for you. I'm nobody's guru. I don't want to be. I don't want followers. I just want to hang out with people that are like, all right, let's question some shit and have some fun. What are we going to do? What's it going to take? Where are we blocked? Are we blocked? Are we in lack? Are we in limitation? Are we in pain? Is there something else to clear? Let's do it. No judgment. Let's just frickin' do it. And let's align and surround ourselves with people that are non-judgmental, that are cool. And let's kick some ass. Let's start having some fun. Took me 40 years of, I've had a great life. But, I've had a lot of pain and suffering like a lot of other people, a lot of struggle, and so I kept searching. But, for those of you that have followed 1010, for those of you that have, I don't like the word followed me, for those of you that have seen any of my other videos or heard me speak before or seen my posts, I had to heal some stuff. Like everybody else. And there were a few times when I contemplated checking out and suicide. Yeah. Hell yeah. Not even ashamed of it at all. I mean, are you kidding me? The shit I've seen, the stuff I've gone through, it would make anybody go, fuck, I'm on the wrong planet. There's no way I chose to come down here. And then the more research I do and the more clearing I do, I find out, yeah, I chose to come down here. It was part of my soul contract. Can I prove that? No, I can't. So again, I'm not expecting you to believe me. You don't have to believe that that's the way it works if that doesn't feel good for you. But now I'm having a blast. And yes, I still have a trigger come up once in a while, but I catch them. I've trained myself to tune into the frequency of every single thought, every single word, and every single feeling. And that's the process that I take people through. And it's truly life-changing because so many people are running on automatic pilot. And if anything challenges their belief system or gets close to their wound and triggers them, they respond and they react. They get triggered. And then what happens? They have to relive that over and over and over. Why? Because the soul is set up for your advancement. It's set up for you to awaken. It doesn't matter whether it takes you one lifetime or a million, because time doesn't exist when it comes to the soul. So it's really about, for me, can I get up and be playful every day? And that means I had to decide that I was only going to do what I love. I had jobs like other people where, I got carpal tunnel. I got shingles on my chest from stress, from chasing the dangling carrot. I got injured at almost every job I did, whether it was mentally or physically, because I was a high output dude. I have a lot of energy. I kick ass in a lot of things, but I also kicked ass in self-sabotage and things like that too when I was wounded. So, I finally started searching and I met a mentor that showed me how to undo the programming of the mind. And then I figured out how to go in and do the inner healing. And now I share that. And it's the most rewarding thing ever. It really is. So if anybody else has any questions, there's been some stuff flying by. I'm so grateful to everybody on here. And I don't know if I caught everybody's question. If anybody has, I'm scrolling through here right now. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Annie. I tuned in with you last night, had a beautiful dream. Oh, how wonderful. And I received the most needed embrace from my deceased mother. Oh, well, let's all send you and your mother a bunch of love for knowing that you're always connected. And yeah, you're always connected. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. So if anybody else has any questions, pop them in here. What I love to do before we go is I love to do an activation and to kind of touch on some of the things that I touch on these transmissions, which is tuning into every cell of your body, amplifying your field, giving every one of those trillions of cells that's loving on you in every moment. Do you realize right now we've been doing this talking? And hey, Tani, thank you for asking that. Let me pop in a link right here. Actually, here's a half price link for you right now. You can download it. portal2awakening.com/the book. And I lost my train of thought. Dang it. Oh, so tuning in to every one of your cells, do you realize that we've been on this call for 44 minutes at 10:14, and that your heart has been beating, your blood's been pumping, your body has been doing trillions and trillions of functions while we've been on this call, and we haven't even had to pay attention to that or anything. Is that like magically magnificent or not? If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't have anything else. I don't know anything that's more incredible than that. The love that we are being showered with in every moment is almost too difficult to process with the mind. I go out where I live, out here by the retreat center in northern Thailand at Maladara. And I'm telling you, I'm looking around, I'm riding my motorcycle around, and I'm seeing butterflies, not just one or two, but like 100 different kinds. I'm seeing dragonflies, not just one or two, like in California, hundreds of them. I'm seeing purple orchids, yellow orchids. I'm seeing bananas. I'm seeing coconut. I'm like, there's so much coming at me, even the weeds with purple and white dotted little buds and flowers and fluorescent colors. I mean, I'm like, I can't even take it all in. There's so much magnificence coming at us in every moment. And all I can do is share and invite you to tune into this, maybe on a little deeper level. And to understand, to notice that currently, the external, the 3D, is set up to distract you and to take you away from all of that in a lot of ways. So I talk about gratitude all the time. What are the highest? Okay, so if we're magnetic beings, okay, and if you're open to believing that, or just test it out, don't believe me, test it out, then what are you magnetizing more of into your reality with your thoughts, your words, and the emotional frequency, like your yesness, your vibration, you know? And you have to look at both sides, because you could be magnetizing more in from a wound. I hate this, I hate that. Hate is the lowest toxic frequency on the planet. Please remember to not ever use that word. Don't post comments of, I'm so sick of. I see people doing that all the time. Every one of your trillions of cells is listening to every single thought, every single word, and your subconscious beliefs that are running all the time when you're not even aware of them. So this is why it's so key to go through the process of doing the inner healing, dismantling your entire belief system, and then consciously creating your reality first thing in the morning before those programs start running, and then to come back to it as many times throughout the day as you can. That's why I have 15 alarms set on my phone. That's why everybody that I journey with and take them through the transformational process, they set the alarms on their phone. Now, I can come on these lives and say, hey, it's a great idea to set those 15 alarms on your phone. And how many people will go, it sounds pretty good, but I'm scrolling right now and maybe I'll set them later or whatever. The tools that I share are completely life-changing. I don't say that with an ego. And I don't say that like they're the only ones, but I have narrowed them down to where if you do this part, and this part, every single thing in your life and your reality will shift beyond your wildest dreams, or you will see your wildest dreams manifest, because there are no limitations. And I don't know how many people really believe that and really embody that and operate from that frequency every day. There are no limitations. Unless I have a belief or a wound that's pulling me down, either consciously or subconsciously. It's very, very simple how to create your reality when you finally see it. And yes, there may be some challenges. And yes, in the external world, it's still set up, they're still trying to get people to wear masks. Now, one mask that was good enough last year, now that's not enough. Now you need two. Hello. Now you need to have your ass probed with a frickin' thing this long, or they need to stick it up into your nose, up to about here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I better go do that because it's on the news, and I want to be a good little person. Because if I don't, then I'm being really, disrespectful. I don't know. That's about as much as I can put it in your face. I don't like to be an asshole to anybody. I don't like to be mean to anybody. but I will mirror some stuff because there's one thing I know. You cannot dismantle and remove a program or a wound unless you can see it. So you just got to be willing to look at it. Yeah, 15 alarms every hour. Yeah, you just set them to go off, and you can put them on vibrate too. And you don't even have to catch every one. There's no judgment. And you can put a little message in there that can say, where is your frequency right now? What are you focused on? Are you in gratitude? Are you in the future or the past? It's just like somebody tapping you on the shoulder, just going, psst, where's your frequency right now? Are you judging? Are you in fear? Are you judging others? Or are you in gratitude and going, wow, I'm really grateful that I'm connected with amazing people all over the world that I can have conscious conversations with without being judged? When it goes off, okay, great question. Okay, I'm going to stop for a second here because this is very important and I asked for questions. So thank you, Demita. Okay, so this is great. And this is outlined in the book. By the way, if you don't have it, and you can grab it at half price if you want, if you go to portal2awakening.com. However, because some people get triggered when somebody tries to sell them something, like I do sometimes, you can also go to my YouTube channel and watch all of my videos for free that go in depth in this. I don't hold anything back. I don't hold any of my tools back on any of my lives or anything I do. Why? Not because I'm so cool, not because I'm so great, because if I truly believe that we're creating our reality and I believe that there is no lack, then why would I want to hold back anything? Because I had to look at this, and this is really great, and I've trained myself to do this. Because if I believe that I can't give everything away, then that means there's a fear, a survival program running that I won't be taken care of. Well, you may go, well, then how come you don't just give your book away for free right now? It's a great question. I got an answer for you. Because we're currently living in a hologram where the main program is money and lack, and we still need to pay for things that should be free, such as energy, electricity, and everything else. That's about to shift real quick, and you all came here for it. Plus, I love to give people abundance for the gifts that they're sharing, because that reaffirms to me that I know that I'm abundant. And when I give away more, when I tip extra, I just start to attract more money. I grew up around lack. That was what was mirrored to me my entire childhood. And I paid for a lot of courses around money that never worked because they didn't teach me how to go in and undo the underlying belief. Super key. And it's not that difficult. So to bring on abundance, you simply affirm it every morning. How many things can you find to be abundant for? Well, let's look at the most abundant, rich thing that money could never buy in a million years. Every one of your trillions of cells is unconditionally loving and serving on you right now. You can't buy that. You couldn't. It's priceless. It's loving you in every moment. Every breath is free. You had food today. Your heart's beating. You've got friends. You're connected to people all over the world right now on a magical box or phone. It's mind-blowing if you can even wrap your head around it, but it's so mind-blowing that most people can't wrap their head around it because it's that magnificent. What most people focus on is what they don't have, and the only reason they don't have it is because they think they don't. That's a pretty powerful statement. The only reason somebody doesn't have something is because they think that they don't. Or they think that something outside of themselves is going to make them happy. Now, I'm not saying don't go out and get stuff. I have guitars. I love them. I hang out with animals every day. You've probably seen the wild jungle dogs that I go around and hang out with, and they adopt me, and I feed them every day. You know, I have tools that I love, but I also gave away 90% of everything I own when I moved out of California. And it was, oh my God, it was one of the most freeing things I ever did. And I still have a whole storage unit of the finest recording gear, guitars, amps, 40-channel mixing console, tube mics, preamps. They're sitting in storage and I'm paying for them every month. And that's the only thing that kind of feels heavy on me. All this incredible gear on the other side of the world. And here I am in Thailand, living at a beautiful retreat center, getting to do this with people that come here and want to just go deep and experience being connected and undoing stuff and being surrounded by incredible plants and animals and our saltwater pool and our sauna and, you know, our sound healing dome and our yoga pavilion. It's great. And yeah, oh, I'm still playing every day. I brought my one beautiful guitar with me. Yeah. I'm playing every single day and recording and doing my stuff. And we'll do a little, we'll do an activation here before we go soon. Do I ever play guitar on my lives? Yeah, but I haven't in a while. The key is getting the thing to, and when I mean the sound, to go through my mixing board and into my computer. Right now I have a microphone here that you're hearing me through, but I need to figure out how to get my guitar rig to come through and sound clear. So yeah. So anyway, you can always sidetrack me talking about music. Yeah. So I think this has been a good share, and I'm really grateful for the people that hang on here, you know, when you could be scrolling and that you find this valuable. And I'm really grateful for everybody that shares this stuff, because we're all here as mirrors for each other. And anybody that's paying attention can tell that the awakening is on. I mean, stuff is being revealed, and it's not getting darker. This stuff's been going on forever. It's getting revealed. It's freaking amazing. And we are here. I love you guys. Thank you for the beautiful messages. Oh, my heart just gets cracked open. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Marisa. Thank you, Takia. Great to see you. Yeah, we've been meaning to connect. So yeah, we'll talk about music and all that stuff when we connect. Let me know your availability. It's my morning right now. I'm in the future a little bit. It's Thursday in Thailand, 10:30 a.m. And I think you're in, you just relocated to, I don't remember if it's Georgia or Alabama or something. Yeah, you're down there. Anyway, so let's do an activation really quick, and we'll just send love to every single one of our cells, which is going to amplify our magnetism. And as we're doing that, you're welcome to envision anything that you desire to attract. And I invite you to keep in mind this very important key, which they did not teach you in The Secret and in most books. Whatever you desire, see it is already here now. It's not in the future. You don't hope, you don't wish, you don't try. Those are weak ass words. You don't want. It's already here. It's like these timelines. They already exist. 3D, 5D, 12D, a million D. It's all here. It's not up there. It's not somewhere else. It's simply aligning our frequency, which is the magnet, and putting a bunch of emotion behind it, which is like a smile and a knowing and a like, yeah, I attract everything into my life that's for my highest good. I'm abundant and I give it away. I love to give it away too. So we're going to do a quick little activation here. So first thing, take a couple of slow, deep breaths. I'm going to turn on my microphone here, get a little echo going. Yeah, take a couple slow, deep breaths and just tune in. Tune into your body. And I am multitasking right now. Bear with me. Yeah, just tune into your body. And there we go. Tune into your body and feel. See if you can feel from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. And every organ, see how many organs you can identify, not through thought, but through feeling. Like, I don't even know where my gallbladder is. I think about that all the time. Like, that's probably one of the last things anybody ever thinks about. But tune into your body, give it a bunch of love, and we're going to amplify that love. And then we're going to send it out to the entire planet. And get excited and smile, because know that right now we are amplifying and accelerating the awakening on the planet. I promise you. All right, here we go. So really feel into every cell of your body. Magnetize it, amplify it. And again, if there's anything you desire, see it as here now and smile, knowing that it's already here. And if your mind goes, it's not here, he's just tell your mind to go sit in the corner, because there's no such thing as time. It's all here right now. Trust in that and begin to play with that and be excited every day like a little child, and watch things start to show up in your vibrating hologram you call your life. It's fascinating. I love it. All right, here we go. See how deeply you can feel and love on every cell of your body. Feel it, feel it, feel it. Now we're going to send it out to everybody on the planet. I love that. Gets me high. Anyway, thank you again to everybody that shows up, shares, holds the frequency for others of non-judgment, kindness, and compassion. We're in the most exciting time right now. If anybody is interested in going on the one-on-one monthly journey with me, I got 2 spots open this month, and send me a private message or follow that scrolling link at the bottom. It describes everything that I take you through. And not only will we be doing a very in-depth 90-minute plus call every week that will be recorded so you can watch it back. You'll be given the PowerPoint trainings so you will see the programs. We will go in and heal and clear anything and everything, even if you don't know what it is. And not only that, but those that put their trust in me, we're going back and forth almost every single day. So it's not just once a week thing. It's like, I'm going to be mirroring you and I'm going to be calling you forward every step of the way. So if that resonates with you, and also if anybody could use some upliftment or some tools, point them to the replay, point them to my page or the YouTube page, or buy them my book as a gift. It's half price on the website. It's a great gift. So thank you, everybody. Many blessings, much love. And what an honor. What an honor. Get excited, stay excited. Remember to create your day consciously every single morning and throughout the day. Set the alarms on your phone, even if you don't get them all. If you catch 5 a day, oh, I didn't do the process. Damita. Okay. Damita asked me what was the process. I don't want to forget this. This is key. Thank you for remembering. Okay. So when the alarm goes off, we stop if we can. And if you're driving in your car, whatever, then you can pull over, but be safe, get present. And then you do the process that you did in the morning. While your head's still lying on the pillow, you take a couple of deep breaths and you smile. Why do I always smile? Because I know that amplifies my frequency, and I know that it works because I do it every single day over and over and over. And it's changed everything in my life and my health and my vibration. And so when the alarm goes off, we take a couple of slow, deep breaths, we tune in, and then whatever it is that you desire, whether it's perfect health, wonderful relationships, abundance, a trip to Thailand, whatever it is, see it as already here now and smile. Yeah. And then if there's any tiny steps to take, then take them. But it's more important to see it as here now than it is to be out there trying to make it happen, trying, wanting, hoping someday. No, you either see it here now and know it, or you're always going to keep it in the future because your subconscious doesn't know the difference. Your subconscious has to see it here as now. I'll leave you with that. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out or catch up on the next live. Much love, everybody. Have an incredible day or evening wherever you're at. And thanks for tuning in and being the force of this magical shift that we're on right now. What a blast.